5 days until Coinbase SEC oral arguments in one of the most landmark cases in the history of crypto. I have a really nice update in this video. I got some legal perspective. We got some legal perspective, and that's what I want to break down. What to anticipate. And right now, as I record the video, it's basically 4 days away. I sometimes feel like I'm the only one who thinks this is a huge deal. In case you're unaware, in June, SEC charged Coinbase for operating as an unregistered securities exchange broker and clearing agency, and that's just what happened. Court went on to approve Coinbase's request for oral arguments in SEC lawsuit. I think I read that this type of thing happening, oral arguments being approved without discovery, is a big deal. Coinbase requested the court to dismiss the lawsuit as the SEC's claims on securities are wide when it comes to digital tokens. The SEC's reasoning for digital tokens does not apply to digital assets. So obviously we're days away. I posted yesterday, and then I thought about it for a little. And I said, you know what? I love insight from someone like Meta Lawman, James Murphy, he has a legal background. He's been tracking all of these crypto legal situations, and he's been so helpful to me. Go follow him on X if you're not following him already. But I said I would love his insight as to what may happen after oral arguments, how long to ruling, etc. And he delivered. He commented on my post. He said, okay, we'll do tomorrow morning. And he just posted a little bit ago an update. So everybody, please hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into this. And I just want to read through. This is so helpful in terms of what to anticipate in the coming days. And then we can kind of talk about, man, how are markets going to react like this potentially? So Meta Lawman over here, he says, SEC versus Coinbase update. The hearing on Coinbase's motion for judgment on the pleadings will be held on Wednesday, January 17th. There are 4 possible outcomes with potential permutations to each. Option 1, judge denies the Coinbase motion. We don't want this to happen. It's a low bar for the SEC to win. All the SEC has to show is they have alleged facts making their claim plausible. The case moves on to discovery for a year or more until motions for summary judgment like in Ripple. So we saw the Ripple case it was just dragged on and on and on. It's a possibility we find ourselves in that situation with the Coinbase SEC case. I would totally rather this does not happen, and I'd rather one of these other options happen. We go option 2. Option 2 is judge grants Coinbase's motion with prejudice. This means the entire case is dismissed. Now, I want you to envision for a second as I go through each option, right? Maybe option 1, the motion gets denied, the Coinbase's motion gets denied, and then we're in this long process of discovery. It's going to be like over a year potentially. How will markets react to that? I question that. I wonder that. How will people react to that news? And then I also wonder, option 2, could you imagine if judge granted Coinbase motion with prejudice, meaning the entire case is dismissed? Could you imagine, not even put aside the markets for a second, how X and the entire crypto space and people in crypto would react to that? This would be such a major deal. And it's option 2. It's all over at the district court. The SEC moves on to appeal at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Option 3, judge grants motion without prejudice. So instead of with prejudice, without prejudice, SEC gets a chance to amend the complaint to cure deficiencies cited by the judge. But if the court rules the SEC lacks authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges, there would be no point in allowing an amendment. This is it right here too. This is a huge piece. If the court rules the SEC lacks authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges, I just posted the other day, just to touch on this a little bit. I posted the other day some things Gary has done. Gary Gensler has already stated publicly in 2021 before Congress that SEC has no regulatory authority over crypto exchanges. Congress does. So I'm pretty sure Judge Failla is paying attention to not only just that side of the law, the proper side of the law, but maybe paying attention to, hey, Gary Gensler, the chair of the SEC, he publicly agreed to this, right? And so hopefully she agrees and the court agrees and rules the SEC lacks authority from Congress to regulate crypto exchanges. And the other thing, I'll just put this out there. I'm hoping that Judge Failla is also considering that Gary's been on video stating 75% of crypto are non-securities before changing his mind that almost all crypto products are securities. He's been on video. I use Algorand as an example because that's what he was doing. He was basically saying Algorand is a great technology. So he's been on video saying all of these things, and not to mention paying attention to the Ripple case. If you remember, during the pre-motion hearing of this Coinbase SEC case, during the hearing, the judge ruled in the Ripple case that XRP not a security. So the timing of this, and I think Judge Failla is paying attention. Option 4, judge grants motion with respect to the claims relating to the 13 crypto tokens, but denies with respect to the staking service. So the case would then move on to discovery, focused only on the staking service and whether it qualifies as an investment contract. This could be a big deal, right? Granting motion with respect to the claims relating to 13 crypto tokens, whether or not they're securities, that could be a big deal. But then needing to go further into the discovery for the staking side, the staking service. Does that qualify as an investment contract? Because that's the other piece of it here. He says the judge almost certainly will not rule at the hearing. That would just be amazing. I wasn't really thinking that. So he says, but it is possible she will leave some hints through her questioning. And this is kind of from a headline perspective, even the day of the hearing. What kind of headlines will come out of this? If you remember, during the pre-motion hearing, these were some of the headlines that we got before. Judge in Coinbase case expresses skepticism over SEC's prior S1 approval. And this could be what the case even hinges on. Check this out, actually. The title of this headline in July was, could Coinbase's SEC battle come down to its S1 filing? And just look at what look at what the court said here. You never could have said to them, hey, you guys need to register as a securities exchange. That was within the power of the SEC to do. Was it not? SEC says, I can't really speak to that. Of course they couldn't. Court says, I think it was. I don't think anything stopped the commission from doing it. I'm not suggesting, sir, that this is dispositive or that there is a estoppel issue, but it's not crazy in the Failla parlance for Coinbase to think that what they were doing was okay because it was exactly what you let them do when they issued the S1. That's like the foundation of it all, besides everything else we just talked about. So Meta Lawman continues with just some insight. He said, I will be in court in New York on Wednesday to see what I can see. I will share my views on which outcome is most likely after the hearing. Judge Failla understands the stakes are enormous in this case. I would expect her to issue a ruling quickly. I really hope so. Quickly, for me, would mean in under 3 months. And check this out. You can listen to the hearing. I will be listening to this hearing, assuming I'm available to, live at 10 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday by dialing, and there's a number. So I'll put this thread in the comments below. But this is such a big deal, everybody. And again, I'm wondering the headlines. What is going to come out of this? I'm wondering, as Meta Lawman kind of suggested, are we going to get hints in terms of Judge Failla, where her head is at this point? We've gotten hints prior at the pre-motion hearing. Are we going to get new hints? Is she going to still show skepticism? Or are we going to get something maybe on the more negative side for Coinbase? Maybe more in favor of SEC this time around? I have no idea. But I'm telling you, we've talked a lot about the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF. I've been saying I think this is a bigger deal. And I really, for the crypto space, I really do think it is such a big deal. If you really think about it, you just go to total market cap of crypto. That's 1.6 trillion. Bitcoin's I think around 900 billion or so of that. That's a huge piece of the crypto space. The other amount of market share, right? That's all the altcoins. That's the crypto space. And this judge or this court case means so much in terms of what happens next. I want to give an update on what I'm anticipating going into this week. I'm going to be talking about this probably a lot. Let me know your thoughts, everybody, in the comments. Subscribe, notifications on, hit that like. I appreciate your support so much. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.